Hello, happy Friday. This is Wellness Together, and today I'm so excited. I'm excited because while I was making kefir, my very good friend called Elsa, who also we do fermenting together, called me and she told me she wanted to come and pick kefir grains, and I was so excited. And then she told me, I also want to learn how to make kefir, so you will show me while I pick the grains. And I'm like, come in. And I was really, really happy that she could allow to do this with us because we have been fermenting together. Elsa is one of those ladies I know loves fermenting. She has fermented fire ciders, like lots of them. She has fermented all flavors of kombuchas. She has fermented even bushera. And I'm happy to share this kombucha with her. Welcome, Elsa. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
How
It's
are
always
you?
a pleasure staying here. I'm fine.
How have you been?
I've been good.
It's been a
busy.
while.
Yeah.
It's been such a very long while, right? So thank you for coming, and I know you want to know a lot about how to make kefir, but I also wanted to ask you, what makes you so interested in fermented foods this much?
Okay, for me, fermented foods are a way for me to unwind. Anytime I do it and it comes out well,
Yeah.
I feel really fulfilled, and I
Yeah.
feel like it's never in vain. And plus, there are a lot of people who always want to come and share, so that makes it even more interesting for me
Oh.
because I know there are people who will
Will
partake
enjoy
it.
So you like to ferment for people as well. That's
Yes.
so generous of you.
Generous and expensive.
I know, sometimes we have to spend to please the people that we love.
Yeah.
Sometimes we have to spend just so we can be able to connect with people. It's like how you get to spend to make a cup of tea and you say, Doreen, can we have tea together and then just chat and all that? You've spent a little. Yeah.
It's not in vain.
It's
though.
never in vain. That's
Yeah.
very nice. So far, what are your favorite fermented things, foods?
Oh, fire cider is my favorite because the flavor
Yeah.
is really rich, and because of the fact that I had to wait around 2 months for it. And now that I have it, I feel like I need to not consume it so fast.
Oh, you have gold.
Yeah.
You don't want it to get finished. I
I feel like I will have to wait so long again for me to get another batch. So I'm really going slow on this one.
Oh, nice. That's
Yeah.
very good. Pie cider was one of those very good things I also got to enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you get to use it?
I use it in my soup, so I warm up my broth a little
Mm.
and then add the fire cider. It's very good. I've not gotten colds in the longest time. by
Oh,
the way.
nice.
Yeah, so like right now, I feel like I've really worked on my immunity because of also the probiotics.
Yeah.
Where else do I use fire cider? On most days when I'm lazy, I just take it, a cup of warm water,
Yeah.
mix it in, and do shots.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I need to have my dose of.
You
the day.
see, I know you're such a pro. The other day I posted my hemp kombucha and you're like, no. I posted, I think a juice. There's something I posted and then you said, oh, that's another way of using kombucha.
I think it was a smoothie or something. I can't quite remember.
I think it was a smoothie.
Yeah,
a smoothie.
but I stalk you for everything. As in, I'm constantly camping in your pages
as
to
like,
find out how I can
it
use
has to
them.
be her, for her to notice this, it has to be her, it has to be somebody who is into making kombucha and all that. What's your favorite kombucha recipe, like flavor? Would you guess this one?
Let me see. Does it have purple tea?
Of course. All our kombuchas are made
Okay,
from purple
so
tea.
purple tea.
Mm.
Does it have lavender?
Oh, I now have an idea.
Oh,
No,
it doesn't have
not-
lavender.
No.
Does it have thieves?
Second idea. No.
Okay. There's something I can't quite. I know there's purple tea for sure. Does it have green tea?
No, it's purple tea. I flavored it with lemongrass
Hmm.
and chamomile.
Oh,
So
it's
this-
the chamomile.
Yeah, even the lemongrass, it really.
Really?
Then I put in a little bit of star anise
Mm-hmm.
with cinnamon. So I put a cinnamon stick and then I put some star anise, like 3. There's a way they just blend so nicely for me. Yeah. And then when I take it when it's chilled, before I go to bed, I just feel good. Did I tell you that kombucha just makes you feel good? You know, when you take it, you know, you just get excited. You feel so I like taking it before bed because
Really?
I need to feel good before going to bed. Yeah.
This is really nice, and I also like the fact that it's not too sugary, so I can actually get to feel the different flavors.
Oh, yes, yeah.
This is goals
I
for
extra
me.
fermented it with I sweetened it with, of course, the sugar that we use for fermenting, but then I usually use cranberries. Yeah, cranberries and blueberries. So for me, that's why we call it the happy vagina kombucha. Okay. But I usually change a few herbs, you know, from basil to lemongrass to spices. Yeah.
You are goals.
Do you like it?
Definitely, I love it.
You love
it.
Yes. Okay, so now back to your kefir. I know you want to learn how to make kefir. Some call it kefir, some call it kefir. You know, anything you want to call it, but basically fermented milk. So traditionally, kefir was fermented from mama milk. You know, this is cow's milk. But now we want to ferment lactose-free milks because some people are lactose intolerant, like you and I. We are blood type O's. For me, even if I take yogurt, I'll get a rumbling stomach. Some people will tell you once milk has been fermented, it has less lactose. But for me, even just a little bit of lactose gives me that rumbling. Okay. I'm so used to not having a bloated stomach, to not having gas, to not feeling so full that I don't want anything that, you know, offsets my...
Feel clean.
Yeah, you eat a meal and then you feel clean. That's what I want. Before, when we used to take gluten, lactose, you're eating a lot of starch. When we didn't know, you would eat and then you're dozing after eating a meal. So we've learned better. We've learned how to eliminate the foods that we are sensitive to. And, you know, that's one of the reasons why we actually get to make plant-based kefirs now. Yeah. So we need to understand the fact that kefir originally was made from mama milk. So the grains came from mama milk. Okay. Yeah, that means even if you ferment your plant milk, like now I fermented pumpkin seed milk. This becomes my fastest way of doing, you know, we do seed cycling, my fastest way. So if I want to do seed cycling, I can basically just get pumpkin milk, kefir, blend it up with a fruit. And I know I've taken a probiotic, but I've also taken my seeds. So almonds, instead of just having almond milk, why not make it a probiotic as well? So I get my almond milk. Homemade almond milk is better because it has more fat. Now for you to make good kefir, you need full cream milk. Yeah. Okay, interesting. Most of the store-bought milks really are so light. They're like skim milk. They don't have that good fat. You don't really get those benefits of almonds that they tell you about. You know, you will get more of those benefits if you make your own milk. And I'm happy that at least you know how to make your own milk. Yeah. So I made, when you found me, I was now straining my kefir, my pumpkin seed kefir, then the almond milk kefir. Yeah. I also made hemp milk kefir. I know it looks yellow, but I add because hemp seeds are like walnuts. They're so light, so the milk is really light. Now to add in, remember when you're fermenting, you need more carbohydrates. You need more sugar rather. The more sugar, the more you will multiply the bacteria. The more the bacteria ferment, the more of the symbiotic colony that you will have, right? So because hemp has very little, it's very light, I get to use some carrots. Oh, that's the reason for the change of color. Change. Yeah. So I did carrots, and then we used some vanilla and cinnamon, and then dates. Dates are to also increase the sugar content. Yeah, of course, that's why we put dates. So when we are going to use the milk for fermentation, we increase the dates. You know, for each cup of milk that you make, you use 4 dates. But now when you're going to use the milk for fermentation, you use 8 dates. Okay. Right?
So you use twice the dates for the sugar.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, for the sugar, so that you multiply, you grow the grains very fast. Okay. Now, kefir is easy to make because you see now I've made this. I have removed the grains. The grains are here, so they're still in their milk, in their plant milk. So if I'm not going to make any kefir tonight, I will need to remove these grains from the plant milk and keep them in the mama milk. They stay safer in the mama milk. Okay. Now, each time you make plant milk, once that batch is done, the next batch should be mama milk. Even if you're not going to take it, give it to a neighbor or to a child or to a sister, or but the next batch should be mama milk, because the grains grow faster in mama milk. That's what we do with kombucha. The SCOBY grows better in black tea. But you see, we're using green tea and purple tea now to make our kombuchas, because we want more of the benefits that come from purple tea, the antioxidants and all that. Yeah. But for every one batch of kombucha, you need to be able to ferment, to put that SCOBY through black tea.
Oh, yeah.
For it to have more of the colony, the symbiotic colony of bacteria. So your SCOBY is healthier when it's fermented, when it grows in black tea.
Okay.
So it's the same thing with the kefir grains. They grow faster when they are in the mama milk. So for you alternate the batches, right? But when you're going to store it, you keep it in mama milk.
Okay. Does this have to have sugar as well?
Because now the thing with mama milk, it has lactose. Lactose is sugar.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay. That's why mama milk makes thicker kefir. Yeah, and for it to ferment faster. Because for it has lactose.
Okay.
Now these ones don't have lactose. They are low in calories as well. That's why we also prefer them. Another thing to consider about kefir is the stuff that you're using.
Okay.
So you need to be able to, when you're straining your grains, like now we are going to remove these grains so that we can put them in mama milk. When you're straining the grains, you need to use a plastic strainer. See, those are the grains.
It kind of looks like yogurt.
Yeah,
Greek yogurt.
Yeah. Or cauliflower.
Yeah.
So when you're straining them, make sure you're using plastic. Do not use metal. Your grains should not touch metal. It should be glass and plastic. Or any other material. It can be glass. Oh, thank you for my straws, by the way. She even blessed me with biodegradable straws, so I don't have to throw away my straws. This is a glass straw, and this is a stainless straw. So my smoothies are going to look a little bit better. Though I love presentation. You've just given me the best present for Friday. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And I love that you know what I love,
Well,
that's why we rock.
I've known you for a while, so...
Yeah, so you have to use plastic. Yeah. Make sure that they don't touch metal, because metal gets to affect the grains. Also metal is reactive. Okay. So now these are the grains. Please don't eat them. Also be very careful. You can forget. You can just have this there, and then you blend in a smoothie and you blend your grains. 1 teaspoon of grains is enough to ferment 3 cups of milk.
Okay.
So now,
like, you just take 1 teaspoon for all this.
So this is 3 teaspoons. I'm also going to ferment that. So I'm going to put only 1 teaspoon of the grains.
And that's it.
Then that 1 teaspoon is going to grow into 1.5 by the time this is done.
What?
So you see your grains grow as long as you are very careful. Now, the jars need to be glass. Then they need to be airtight, right? Then they also need to be properly sterilized.
Okay.
I boil mine in hot water. I boil hot water, big sufuria, then I put them in there. They need to be properly sterilized. Your hands need to be clean. You see, if you handle them well, they will grow very fast. If you notice that they're stunted, then they're not growing well, meaning they're not eating well. Yeah, if you notice they're stunted, then the environment is not that good. So what are we going to do? We start now. For you, I'm going to teach you using walnut milk. Yeah. Now, the other thing is that for me, I don't get to strain my milk so much so that it's thin like this. Because already these milks are very thin. So the kefir is light, it's like water, right? So I just strain once so I can have a little bit of the fiber. That's why this milk doesn't look white. Again, I put some cinnamon for flavor, and then dates. The dates will make it look a little bit brown. Yeah, if it was just milk alone, it would be looking a little bit white. But again, I leave most of the fiber in there, so I don't use the cheesecloth to strain the milk out. Yeah, you see how I want 3 things at once? Because you see, fiber is a prebiotic. Prebiotics are the ones that let the good guys, the bacteria. The probiotics are probiotics because they have good bacteria, a colony of lots of bacteria, right? Your gut needs about trillions of bacteria. Your gut is lined by trillions of bacteria if you're a healthy person, right? So when we eat the probiotic, when we take probiotics, we are eating the good guys, the good bacteria. But then if you don't take fiber, then the good guys can also be digested out. So prebiotics are the foods that sort of make them stick along the gut lining. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like graphically imagine they're like hooks. They hook the bacteria. So if you eat probiotics, you need to be able to eat prebiotics like onions, raw onions, like garlic, like seeds and nuts, the fiber and the seeds and the nuts. You know, fiber is a good prebiotic. So me, I leave the prebiotic there. So you see, I have the vitamin E and the omega-3 in the walnuts, and then I have the zinc. Then I have now I'm making it a probiotic. You know, you're shooting.
It gets to be a superfood.
I know, you know.
Yeah.
You just become clever like that. So, so this is walnut milk. These are 3 cups. Make sure you get a jar. Even if you put milk, make sure at least it stops about here. It should not be too full.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're going to put 1 teaspoon because those are 3. 1 teaspoon of the grains.
Okay, I understand now why I would be tempted to blend. They look yummy.
Really?
It looks like something I would like to eat. Yeah.
Really? Yeah.
So question.
Yeah.
Now that, okay, so after this, I'm supposed to put it back in plant-based milk. But you've told me it's not mammal milk.
Yes.
So if I take out these grains from the walnut milk, can I, after putting them in the mammal milk and getting this will also be kefir, right?
Yeah.
Can I put them again in a different milk for the seeds, like say sesame seeds?
Oh yes.
Or so it doesn't affect
No, it
anything
doesn't.
as long as in between there
For
was
the
a
plant,
mammal
for
milk.
that, as long as this can be any plant.
Okay.
It can be walnuts, it can be almonds, it can be pumpkin, it can be sunflower, it can be hemp, it can be cashew nut milk. So it can be any milk.
Okay.
As long as one plant milk round, the next batch should be mammal milk.
Okay. And so how long does this take to ferment?
So it should be 3 days. Warm environment, shouldn't be down on the floor. It should be like maybe on this table. I can leave it there for 3 days. Then after 3 days, it's good to go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do I need to put it in a dark place?
No, because it needs some warmth.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not direct sunlight, not heat from the cooker again. Just some warmth, so the kitchen is a good place.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Got it. So this one also takes 3 days.
Yes. All of it takes 3 days.
Okay.
Imagine that easy.
Okay.
As
So
opposed to kombucha takes how many days?
10 fast ferment.
Yeah, and then 3 extra for the next fermentation.
Yeah.
And then apple cider vinegar takes how long?
6 weeks.
I know.
No, apple cider actually takes like 2 months.
Yes, 12 weeks. And then beet covers.
Beet covers takes 14 days.
Imagine. So this one,
So this
3
is
days.
easier.
And now guess what? Kefir has actually more bacteria strains than yogurt.
Are you
It
serious?
has more bacteria strains than kombucha. Kombucha is not yet certified a probiotic food. So kefir is certified a probiotic food. So it has more strains than kombucha. And it takes a shorter time. You know.
Okay, so what happens if I have this and I have made my kefir? And so what do I do with the seeds? Or how do I store them?
So you store them like now. See now I've removed. So now I'm going to put them in a glass jar. Yeah, and then put milk. Let me just, for purposes of not going back to the kitchen. I'm going to fill up that milk. So keep them in milk. Yeah, cover them. And then keep this in the fridge. Not the very cold part of the fridge, you know. But keep them in the fridge. They can last in the fridge for 2 weeks.
Okay.
Meaning, every time you make your batch, you should be ready to make another. So like now, if I was fermenting this, I was ready to make this one. So I put them in here. I was ready to make the walnut milk kefir and the mammal milk kefir. This one is usually for my kids. So because the kids take kefir almost every day, so I'm always making. But if I think I may not have time, or I'm going to travel, and then I know I'm going to take like a week, then I just put them in mammal milk and then put in the fridge.
Okay.
Right? So, but if you think maybe this period I don't want to do kefir for so many reasons, you can actually freeze them for 6 months.
So I can't freeze them in the glass jar. I have to find.
You get a freezer friendly jar.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not plastic again.
But glass that can work in the freezer.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I've learned so many things today. I need to know about this.
Yeah.
And the fact that you have to put, this is much more complicated than the kombucha. Kombucha takes longer, but
imagine when you start making this, it's easier.
Really?
Yes or no? Yeah. I was going to ask Edna who makes it. Isn't this easier?
This one takes less time.
It takes less time. The only thing about it is that, because you see, well, we've all done kombucha. Because now for me, what I don't like about kombucha is waiting for that tea to cool down.
You put it and you
I
go
want to
away
go to the
for a
kitchen
whole
at
day.
once. Then I forget, if like maybe something comes up tomorrow, or maybe the tea needs to sit for only 15 minutes. Sometimes mine goes for 30 minutes, and then it's a bit bitter. I don't know how to now wait for 15 minutes, then I have to go back. Yeah. Then kombucha is nice. I don't complain, but I find kefir is faster.
Really?
Yes. And then the kefir, I'm going to use kidogo. Like this is enough. Kombucha, I finished a bottle in it.
Also, when you put it in a wine glass,
Especially
and
like
it's
this
this
one,
big,
and it's chilled nicely with this heat. That one is finished.
and you can drink it anytime. You just think, hey, have kombucha
I
somewhere.
know, right?
Yeah. But it's really nice to have all this. I've actually learned, all my ferments have learned from you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, so I have quite a variety. I have kombucha, I have fire cider, I have pineapple vinegar somewhere.
Yeah.
I'll have this.
Yeah. It's good to have many of them because you see all of them have different benefits. So the way you eat your food, you need to be able to have different ferments so that there's one you used in your salads, there's one you can add to your soups, that way the fire cider. There's one you can use in your smoothies. There's one you can add to your juices. There's let there be something fermented. One thing I picked from my growing up is that there was always something fermented on the table, and we never used to understand why. It's growing up and realizing that my second brain is in my gut, and that without probiotics, no good skin. Without probiotics, your digestion is actually lacking. Without probiotics, you don't have good vaginal health. Without, we basically need probiotics for almost everything that we need for our health. Yeah. But growing up, there was always something, small that was fermented on the side. It was either yogurt, how I've seen people here eat mala with ugali. Yeah. There was always something. But now we come to town and we want all these fancy things which are well branded, which have been overly processed.
Yeah.
They've lost most of it. Yeah. And so you find that most people they have like waning health. Mostly because they've forgotten how to traditionally survive and eat the stuff that they used to eat. Yeah, I remember we used to take bushera. We used to come from school and for us we were drinking bushera. It used to be our soda. So we took bushera. We even knew how many days. Like there are those who liked it after 3 days. There are those who liked it after 7 days. There are those who liked it after 2 weeks. There are those who would get it and keep it somewhere so that it stays longer. We had that kind of thing. Then we grow up and then we are lost to all that. Then later we are told, what, your gut is in dire struggle.
Yeah, you get bloating every day,
leaky
you're not
gut
sleeping
issues,
well.
you're getting infections almost all the time, and then you're on antibiotics endlessly.
Which is also another danger, by the way.
Of course, that's one of the ways in which we get to affect the gut. Yeah, we take lots of toxins. These days, almost the toxins are impossible to ignore. You don't understand where your vegetables have come from, where your fruits have come from. So at least have something fermented to be able to repair what has been messed up with. But if you're always messing without repairing, you're going to get leaky gut issues. Yeah, and those ones are going to be a bit sort of like chronic, or they tell you're going to have to live with this situation. Why? Yet you can ferment these things at home. So I had to go back to my traditional ways of doing things. I would use glass. My mom used to use wooden stuff. Yeah, these days they're expensive. Glass is what's available. I'm lucky I can get glass, but for them they used to use wooden barrels. Yeah, they used to have like boats. They used to ferment banana juice.
Really?
Yes. They used to really ferment many things, which we thought were for old people or village people.
Yeah. It's amazing that now we pay so much to even access something of that quality.
We have to buy you have to buy probiotics with billions of strains. Yet you can actually try with things that you have, and then those probiotics are very expensive. Yeah, why not ferment at home? Because the kids need the probiotics. Your husband or everybody else who is in your house needs the probiotics. Probiotics in like among my age mates back at home, most people take probiotics for vaginal health, and honestly mostly for the orgasmic potential, the squatting potential. But they're not only for squatting. So you find that men are not taking kombucha because they're thinking that kombucha is for the woman. And then women have learned how to ferment this kombucha from the bedroom. So they take the buckets, and then the buckets are in the bedroom, so everybody knows that's mommy's bucket. You know, I went to visit my sister-in-law, and oh my goodness, she has this very beautiful relationship with her bucket in the bedroom. Yeah, you know, after she's eaten, she's like, you know, like, bring for me a glass of that. And then I got to realize it's kombucha, and I'm like, why are you keeping it there? It's supposed to be for everybody.
Everyone, yeah.
So let's ferment it now for everyone, because everybody needs good immunity. Your immunity is made in the gut, you know. So we all need the good immunity. The men need the good immunity. The kids need the good immunity. Let them take probiotics that can be able to favor them. Yeah.
You've given me more reasons to go back to my labor of love. I can't wait to see how this turns out.
Oh, I can't wait to test. I like the way you send me your probiotics for testing.
It's a joy to hear someone else say this is really nice, because it makes you feel I've actually done it.
Yeah. I miss, if it wasn't for COVID, remember when we used to have the kombucha testing parties?
You know,
I miss them.
This we should get over with. Okay, I know it's not going away, but once we find out a way of working around it,
I think we're getting there. It's getting better, and thank God most of the ladies from Wellness Together had learned how to ferment. I was so happy for that. That we had actually done 2019 and 2018 was about making probiotics. So majority of the in salads and juices and smoothies. So when COVID hit, people knew how to sort themselves at home. You know, I know so many ladies who actually heal themselves from home, from just having known how to live well, how to take care of their health. You know, it was a very good thing. So we're going to get back to normal, and we are glad that we are healthy. You know, we keep healthy, we keep eating right for our bodies, so that our bodies can be able to fight for us.
Oh, thank you. I can't wait for this to be ready. I will send pictures and upload everywhere possible.
Thank you for coming.
You're welcome.
Yeah.